Here's a strong new contender in the home coffee grinder market. The F74 Navigator, just released by MHW-3Bomber. To quickly sum it up, this is a single-dose, all-around coffee grinder that's suitable for all brewing methods. It comes with a 74mm titanium-coated flat burr, a full metal body, a plasma anti-static system, and an adjustable RPM feature. Now, let's take a closer look at all these details. I've had this grinder for a while now, and have been using it almost every day. The accessories are simple, just a cleaning brush, a metal lid, a dosing cup, a power cable, and the grinder itself. I thought this grinder would be quite large, but when I actually received it, it turned out to be very compact, and doesn't take up much space on the counter. Sitting next to my espresso machines, the F74 looks quite small. It looks more compact than my DF64V. I can easily move it around if needed. Even though it's compact, almost every part of the machine is made of metal, including the hopper lid and the anti-popcorn cover. Many brands use plastic for these less visible parts, but the F74 uses metal throughout. That's pretty neat. The outer shell has a matte texture, and the paint is thick, so it's not easy to scratch. The steel plate for the stand is about 1 centimeter thick. It's very sturdy. The overall shape has a strong industrial design style. The all-black body is accented with a few metal bolts, and I think the design looks good and coordinated. There's also a white version available if you prefer. On the back, there's a vent for heat dissipation, and the power plug is vertical, so you can place it against the wall without the plug getting in the way. The control dial is on the upper right, which is easy to reach and not blocked by other things. The dosing cup is magnetic and attaches securely. This is a single-dose grinder with a 50-gram bean hopper. The hopper is removable and has a safety lock. If it's not installed properly, the grinder won't run. This prevents your fingers from touching the auger under the hopper for safety. I think the build quality of the F74 grinder is excellent. The metal panels are thick and solid, and the details around the edges and connection points are all well finished. There are also quite a few practical design touches throughout the machine. I've used several products from MHW-3Bomber before, and their build quality has always impressed me. The F74 keeps up with that same high standard, both in terms of construction and design. This is an all-purpose grinder. The F74's large adjustment dial covers every brew method. The dial feels nice to turn, with a bit of resistance when you turn it, but it's actually stepless, so you can fine-tune as much as you like. The numbers and small markers on the dial are there to help you keep track of your grind size. For espresso, the range is between 1 and 2. It's not a huge range, but it's definitely enough. For pour-over, I usually set it between 5 and 7. The adjustment knob is magnetic and can be removed. The factory's finest setting isn't actually the true 0 point, where the two burrs just touch. I've marked the factory setting here. As you can see, there are about 7 or 8 more steps to the 0 point. So if you need an even finer grind, you can adjust further. It can even grind fine enough for Turkish coffee. If you apply the dial back now, you have a much finer range on the dial. Let me show you the burr inside the grinder. You must unplug the machine first. You can remove these 4 screws on the front to take off the dial panel. The panel is thick and have a large block to keep the burr in place. To get the burr out, you can remove the bean hopper, then push the burr out from the dosing hole. This is the 74mm titanium-coated flat burr. The titanium coating helps reduce heat during grinding and also makes the burr more durable. After using it for 2 weeks, the inside is still quite clean. Here's a clip from my unboxing video. You can see there's not much leftover grinds inside. This burr geometry is designed to increase the cutting surface area. The auger is very robust. It helps feed the beans efficiently into the burrs. This is especially important for a vertically mounted burr set. Give it a quick clean and put everything back together. But honestly, I do wish there was an easier way to access and reassemble the burrs without needing a screwdriver. Now it's ready to use again. The alignment sounds good, and there's no ticking noise. As for grinding options, the controls are straightforward. hold down the main dial to switch between 3 modes: A1, A2, and M. In A1 mode, the grinder will automatically reverse the burrs for a moment, after grinding to help clear out any leftover grounds. A2 stops automatically, but doesn't reverse. M is manual, so you control when to start and stop. Just press the dial to start grinding, and you can adjust the RPM from 800 to 1600. You can't turn off the beep. It doesn't bother me, but I know some users may not like it. For retention, the F74 uses a plasma anti-static system. I'll flip the machine over so you can see the device. At the exit chute, you'll notice these 2 small needles. The gold part you see is the burr set. As you adjust the grind size, you can see the distance between the 2 burrs changing. There's almost no gap between the burr and the exit chute, which really helps to reduce retention. This design does help with static, though there can still be a bit of coffee dust. But compared to grinders without any static control, the workspace stays much cleaner. In my tests, grinding 18 grams of beans at an espresso setting and 1,600 revolutions per minute in A1 mode with auto reverse, the average retention was about 0.2 grams. However, there's no knocker or bellows. I think adding a simple bellows accessory would help reduce retention even further. The motor is a 400-watt brushless type. It's a very powerful and high-quality motor, which is also used in some high-end grinders. It can produce plenty of torque. Even cold start with very light roasted beans, I haven't experienced any stalling. The RPM can be adjusted from 800 to 1600, so you can match the speed to different roast levels and brewing methods. In general, a lower RPM produces fewer fines, which I prefer for pour over. Higher RPM creates more fines and a richer body, making it better suited for espresso. But once you change the RPM, you'll need to dial in your grind size again, because RPM has a clear impact on shot time. I tested this using 18 grams of the same coffee, with the same puck prep tools and process, and kept the grind setting unchanged. I tried grinding at 800, 1200, and 1,600 revolutions per minute, then brewed 36 grams of espresso with the Meraki machine, which allows for precise shot volume, so it's easy to compare shot times. At 1,200 revolutions per minute, it took 28 seconds to pull a 36-gram shot. When I increased the RPM to 1,600, it only took 17 seconds. At 800, the shot took 32 seconds. Out of these, I liked the shot at 1,200 the most. It was very sweet and smooth, with almost no unpleasant bitterness or astringency. If you take the time to dial in the grind size for 1,600 or 800, you might find a setting you like even more. So if you enjoy experimenting, this feature gives you a lot more options. For pour over, I set the dial to 5.5 and the RPM to 800. Many flat burr grinders tend to produce a lot of fines, but with the F74, the consistency for medium grinds is very good. The flow rate is similar to many of my hand grinders, so it's easy to replicate my usual recipes. After brewing, the grounds don't turn into a muddy mess. The cup comes out very clean, and the flavors are well defined. I think this grinder handles both espresso and pour over really well, making it a great all-around choice for anyone who likes to switch between different brew methods. Overall, the F74 Navigator is a well-built single-dose grinder with a solid design. It's packed with useful features and works well for anyone who enjoys brewing coffee in different ways. If you're looking for an all-metal compact home grinder with large flat burrs, this one is definitely worth considering. The price is reasonable, and you can use my coupon in the description to save more if you purchase from their official website. That's my experience with the F74 Navigator so far. If you have any questions or want to know more, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching.